Okay, before we get into the video, I just want to tell y'all to go check out the link tree, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, YouTube, the email, and just look forward to more being added in the future. Okay, so I had other videos that I was going to do, but I quickly just put this video together. And then going back and flipping the older videos or the other videos that I put out on this channel, I noticed that I ramble a lot. So on this video, I'm gonna try to make it quick. We are about to talk about what Beyonce did that I just recently caught. So y'all know I was going back through her Instagram, finding stuff for a few other videos that I'm working on, but finding stuff for the Prince video and everything like that. So when doing that, I was looking for this purse right here. I remember when I was talking about this purse, it's in, I think, both or either one of the Prince videos that I just put up before this video. And I was talking about how she had the flags on there and how she used that purse when she wore the Prince t-shirt in 2024. And basically where I'm getting at is, I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, so this is the post that I found. While looking at this post, I was looking for this post because she didn't have pictures up when she was wearing that purse. It was just this video, and I'm gonna show y'all with the purse included. Now, when going through all of the pictures and everything on her Instagram, I noticed how she was promoting each song from each album. So y'all know how she does the tour and then she upload pictures from the tour, but she would add one of the songs from the album onto every how can I say this, every post she made. She would add a song. So say she would put outfit up or pictures from the tour one day, she would add Two Hands to Heaven to that, to that post. And I started to notice a pattern. I'm like, dang, with all of the different posts, she has different songs from the Cowboy Carter album. But when coming to look for this post, I noticed something different. If y'all see the song connected is Sly and the Family Stone, Spaced Cowboy. Sly and the Family Stone is the name of the band, and then Space Cowboy is the name of the song. So I'm gonna let y'all hear a little bit of the song because I can't really play it for copyright reasons, but I'm gonna let y'all listen to a little bit of the song, and then you could do your side research if you want to as well. But okay, so I finally got it to work because I couldn't hear it through my headphones. Yeah, that's right. Now that was a snippet of the actual song. So let's go back to what I'm originally getting into. Okay, so in this first one, that's why I said let's talk about it. That's why I put Marketing by Beyonce. Like I told y'all previously, I feel like she don't do anything by coincidence. Every other song that was related to her post was songs from her Cowboy Carter album. And then she added the video and not the pictures of her wearing that same purse that I said was connected to her wearing that Prince outfit in 2024, and added a different song from a band. So I got curious. I'm like, I seen the word Space Cowboy, so I'm like, let me look that up. So let's get into it. Okay, so Space Cowboy by the best of Slay and the Family Stone. This is just history behind the band. Okay, so formed in San Francisco in 1966, Slay and the Family Stone was a pioneer American band led by a singer-songwriter slash producer, Slay Stone. They were the first major popular rock group to feature a racially integrated and mixed genre lineup, fusing funk, soul, rock, psychedelia. They created anthems like Dance to the Music and Everyday People before internal issues led to their breakup in the 1970s. So I want y'all, it's a few things I want y'all to remember. I want y'all to remember formed in San Francisco being one, and then in 1966. That's not the specific date, but I just want you to remember around that year, like other years around that year. Okay, so I even highlighted it right here, 1966, 1967, and like I said, I'm gonna get into that later, but it's the year and a little more history. So which one did I want to get into? I will go into, I'm not gonna read all of this because it's a lot, but it says Sylvester Stewart, Slay Stone, was a Bay Area DJ and producer who had worked with artists like Bob Freeman. Okay, so I'm just gonna read what's highlighted over here. So it the internal struggles, drug addiction, specifically cocaine, and increasing instability in Slay Stone's behavior led to canceled shows and internal conflict. And they the breakup. So this was like the history behind the breakup. The band essentially fell apart by 1975. though they continued to release music into 1983. Legacy. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993. And then influence. Their music set the foundation for future funk, hip hop, and R&B artists, influencing stars like Prince, Michael Jackson, and Public Enemy. And then going back to that, them bringing up like drug addiction and cocaine and everything like that made me think of the American Flag cover of America Has a Problem, the remix with Kendrick. So let's go over where Space Cowboy is from. Let's go over where Space Cowboy is from. It's from their album, There's a Riot Going On. This is the album right here, There's a Riot Going On, released in 1971. And Space Cowboy is the song that y'all seen on that post that Beyonce used. So where did this remind you of? Like when you go back, you can see the American flag right here, and then you see the American flag right here. And I forgot to add Beyonce's cover where she added the American flag on Cowboy Carter. Like the cover of Cowboy Carter is the American flag as well. But yeah, so this was the album cover, and then this was their vinyl for that album. And I'm gonna show y'all, I think it's gonna come up. No, it wasn't. I think I added it on here though. It's on here. I'm gonna show y'all where else she added the American flag so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that was one of the songs, song number 9 on their album. Okay, so Space Cowboy is a notable 1971 funk rock song by, so y'all see it say that, funk rock song that she added to her reel. And here go the reel. This is what I was talking about when she put the American flag behind, like as the background behind her. But let's say it's notable 1971 funk rock song by Slay and the Family Stone from the album There Is a Riot Going On, known for its dark experimental sound, heavy bass line, and unique yodeling. It reflects a period of intense drug experimentation and musical creativity, often cited as a cornerstone of the album's gritty vibe. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all this where she added the American flag as the background. The American flag is the background. And then another thing I want to point out is that she posted this 4 days before Act 2. Like 4 days. Like y'all know that's Beyonce's favorite number. I just found it crazy that she posted this and this song 4 days before Act 2. Alright, let's keep going. So the meaning behind the album. There Is a Riot Going On, 1971, is a landmark album that serves a dark, pessimistic response to the failed idealism of the 1960s counterculture and the decline of the civil rights movement. It reflects the turbulent U.S. climate, drug, racism, and political despair, shifting from the band's previous joy to a disillusioned raw funk style. And then this was just more key things behind it, but it's the personal turmoil. Beyond politics, the album reflects Sly Stone's own drug addiction and personal withdrawal. And then the album was modern blues for Black America, focusing on the dark reality rather than the promise of a better day. Now, this is when I researched riot, because when you think of a riot, you think of a revolution in a way. Like when it's a riot, it's obviously going against something that everyone in the community or group agrees with, that they feel like should be changed or better. So that's why I want to specifically look this word up. So it riots can be a component of a revolution, often acting as violent expressions of deep-seated anger or political discontent that challenge authority. While protests are organized, riots are typically violent, spontaneous, unorganized, but they can signify intense social unrest, often leading to large revolutionary shifts. And then it's a rebellion versus riot. A riot is a violent public disorder, whereas a rebellion, often part of a revolution, is a more structured and organized defiance of government aiming for fundamental change. However, riots can escalate into rebellions, as noted in an article or whatever, or a study they did. But yeah, so those are the two differences from those. But Slay Stone, or Sylvester Stewart, recently passed away last year. So while doing this research, I ended up finding out that he passed away last year. I think it was 82. It's right there. I didn't even see that down there. That's crazy because I just did this and didn't even see it right there. But yeah, he passed away at 82. So it says Sylvester Stewart, known by his stage name Slay Stone, was a musician, songwriter, record producer, and leader of the band Slay and the Family Stone. Born in Denton, Texas, Stone and his family moved to Vallejo, Vallejo, I think that's how you pronounce it, California in his youth. He started making music as a child with his siblings and found local fame as a Bay Area DJ and producer. Also, I want you to remember Bay Area. So San Francisco, around 1966, 67, and then the Bay Area. So let's say he was born March 15th, 1943. Crazy because March just passed. In Denton, Texas. And then he died June 9th, 2025, age 82 years old, which was last year in Los Angeles, California. While I underlined his death date, I just want to point out that the recent videos that I did going back to Prince, yeah, it's the date theory video. I added that Prince's birthday is June 7th. I mean, yeah, his birthday is June 7th. I thought I said it wrong because I had to think about where we are now. Well, today. What's today's date? But yeah, his birthday is June 7th. So that's 2 days after Prince's birthday is when he died last year. I know that don't have anything to do with it. I just want to point that out as a fun fact that Prince's birthday, and I just talked about Prince's birthday. And so let's keep going. So I told y'all to remember San Francisco. So it's a Slay and the Family Stone was formed in San Francisco, California in 1966. We talked about that. Founded by Sylvester Stewart, Slay Stone, the band emerged from the Bay Area music scene, combining diverse members into one of the first major racially integrated and mixed genre rock groups. Okay, none of that. I think I just left this in here for a fun fact for y'all to pause and read if y'all want to read more. So I asked the question, where was the 2026 Super Bowl? And I even pointed this out. Y'all heard my Super Bowl theory for the San Francisco Bay Area Levi Stadium theory, then this probably going to sound repetitive, but this is what I have to go back over to get my point across on where I'm going with this. And I came up with the theory that Jay-Z will be performing this year because of the rumor that was going around saying that Jay-Z was going to be performing. And I came up with that theory because it also made sense after Beyoncé brought Jay-Z out at the end of Cowboy Carter, like almost like a transition going into something else. So that's why I thought that, but that didn't end up happening. Bad Bunny ended up doing the Super Bowl. Not to say I don't know if Jay could possibly do it next year, I'm not sure, but it just seemed like that when that theory came about. So I had came up with the theory, and I'm gonna get into more of the theory and why I felt like they were going to be connected to the Super Bowl, as in Beyonce or Jay-Z. You know, Beyonce already did the Super Bowl, but I'm talking about as far as him being connected to it, and then y'all know them being like Beyonce ended up doing something related or not related to his Super Bowl. But let's keep going. And I already went over the picture she posted at the Super Bowl, but I'm going to get into how I feel like she's going to be connected to San Francisco as my own personal theory. So this is the background behind rock. San Francisco served as the epicenter of the 1960s psychedelic rock revolution. Y'all keep seeing that word revolution. Served as a creative hub for artists like the Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane. Jeffrey is crazy. Jefferson Airplane. I'm not going to get all into that, but what I did want to point out is the cultural milestones. So the scene was characterized by the 1967 Summer of Love and Human Being, and in 1966, I want y'all to remember that too, Summer of Love and Human Being. Okay, say in 1966, the beginning of music scenes of the Panhandle and Golden Gate Park. And then I just want to point out this down here, the pivotal moments in history from 1966 and 1967. Y'all see we still in between those years, like in 1960s, we still in 1960s. The Love Pageant Rally, October 6, 1966, held in the Panhandle to protest the new law against LSD. The concert is seen as a precursor to the Summer of Love. Jimi Hendrix Free Show, June 25th, 1967. Following his success at the Monterey Pop Festival, Jimi Hendrix played a surprise free concert in the Panhandle using Jefferson Airplane's equipment. I think it was one that said that when they would perform on the back of one of those trucks. I can't remember I forgot what they said the name of it was, but they would perform on the back of one of those trucks. But it's a symbol of freedom. The Panhandle was a space where music, politics, and the hippie lifestyle intersected, which also showed in the band itself. And I'm talking about Slay and the Family Stone. Like, they was diverse in itself, like different races, different cultures all coming together to make rock music. Oh, I just want to point out his outfit too. That's what I want to point out. It's like from the South. Okay, so let's take it back to my past theories. Now these are my personal past theories that I put on Twitter back in 2024. This is when I was just researching like crazy, and then stuff started to come together within the future, which was crazy though. And I talked about this I think before on this channel, but like I said, it might be like a repetitive thing if you already heard this theory and everything that come with it, but for everyone that hasn't heard this theory, then it will be something new. But it's these are the clues that I put together back in 2024. Now this is what I said. Now when it comes to the Beyonce bowl, I had to analyze the year on the license plate. Which is 1967. I try to clean up the picture, like zoom in and try to show y'all, but this 19 and this 67. I try to upscale it too because it was blurry. And this was posted on December 30th, 2024, which this whole thread I had made December 30th, 2024. So you're going to see the same time or date I meant. Okay, say date theory. I basically took January 14th. I took 25 off and put 1967. So it will be January 14th, 1967. That's where I went back to. So I went back from the future to the past, or the present to the past. So then I researched what happened, or I meant to say what events happened related to rock in the year of 1967. Like I said, I just made this, so I was trying to make it quick so I could hurry up and record the video. So that's why a lot of stuff. But now I originally couldn't find much with the date and year together until I searched up what happened in 1967 that relates to rock. And then this came up. 1967 witnessed one of the most extraordinary outpouring of the popular music in the 20th century. What musical, cultural, and countercultural forces converged to make that such an extraordinary year for rock, folk, blues, soul, R&B, and avant-garde? Okay, so until I researched the full date of January 14th, 1967, which made my head turn when I seen this. January 14th, 1967. Now, at first I thought this probably don't have anything to do with it, but then I started really looking into it. I'm like, dang, this was 2024, so this was before they even announced that we was going to be doing that they was going to be doing a Super Bowl in San Francisco. So last year when I seen that the Super Bowl was going to be in San Francisco, and then I went back to this thread that I made, I'm like, hold on, so that I made this before the announcement of the 2025 Super Bowl was going to be in San Francisco. And so I end up going back to it, and I'm like, dang, this stuff connects to my future theories. And basically right here what you see is January 14th, 1967. They do say free too, so that's what they said too, like free. They was doing free concerts or gatherings. The human being, a gathering of the tribes, gathering of different tribes, which made my head turn when I seen this, January 14th, 1967. So I was like, I'm onto something once I started seeing how all of this stuff connected. And then what really made me think that I was in the right spaces when I looked and seen this, all of the San Francisco's rock bands. Golden Gate Park. Remember they just said that, Golden Gate Park. But in between, the Summer of Love happened. The Who Came to America, Aretha Franklin record, Respect, and the first issue of Rolling Stone came off the press. And those are just a few musical highlights among many. What a year indeed. This is what someone on Reddit had made a post of. So yeah, let's keep going. So the human being, I know this is a little blurry, but this was like screenshots that I had did. The human being is also led directly to the first rock festival in the United States. I'm going to get into why I feel like this connects to something that I feel is coming. But both held during the Summer of Love of 1967 in the Bay Area. The first was the Fantasy Fair and Magic Mountain Music Festival in the Mount Tamaulipas on June 10th through the 11th of 1967, featuring Jefferson Airplane, The Doors, and The Byrds. Okay, so now we're going back to what I previously told y'all. We almost done, but we're going back to what I previously told y'all. It being in the Bay Area, right? I told y'all to remember Bay Area. Now this was a theory that I came up with, but now that I know that this theory don't connect to the Super Bowl, it still applies to what I'm telling y'all now, or what we going over now. So I told y'all to remember Bay Area, I told y'all to remember San Francisco, and I told y'all to remember around the year of 1967. We already figured it out you don't have to think about around the year of 1967, but think about the year of 1967. What was this? I think this was 2024 when she did this. I think this was 2024 when she did this Halloween costume, because I don't think she did no Halloween costume last year, but 2024. And I just noticed that she basically did all of the Halloween costumes in 2024 and didn't do one last year. She like, here, I gave y'all enough for 1 year. That was funny to me. But it's her decision to do this last year while also changing Bay to B was another deliberate hint to me. So she did Baywatch. And if you think of Baywatch, I automatically think of she did B-Watch. And if you think of, I always get it mixed up, but if you think of B-Watch, I automatically think of Baywatch. And you know that she did it as a reflection of the movie, right? So she did a reflection of the movie. That made me think of when the announcement for the Super Bowl came out. I'm like, Bay Area, hold on. I heard that. Baywatch. And then B-Watch when she did the Halloween costume. So let's keep going. So changing Bay to B. That might not have anything to do with it, but that was just something that I noticed. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is everything leads back to San Francisco. Everything leads back to San Francisco. Everything leads back to the 1967 date of when rock was really like a major culture shift within the rock era, the rock space. Like even down to the band, Slay and the Family Stone, even down to the Summers Love Festival, the Human Being Festival, all of that being within San Francisco, having to do with San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, all of that being within San Francisco. So I went back and researched the days or the cities and places that Beyonce started the tour. And going back to Renaissance, she started the Renaissance tour in Sweden and then ended it in Kansas City. And then with Cowboy Carter, she started in Los Angeles, California and ended in, I think, Las Vegas, because that's what she did where all of the controversy with her doing the sphere and everything like that came about. My theory for this was that I feel like she could possibly start, this is just alleged, this is just my theory, I'm not saying that this is right or wrong, but I feel like she could possibly start this rock era within San Francisco. Like I feel like it's going to be something to do with San Francisco, since San Francisco was like the starting head. I'm not saying the start of rock and roll, but I'm saying the starting head of most of the culture of where rock was, how can I say this, the movement of rock. And then not to mention that was and I talked about this in the Superpower video, where she's trying to push the message of us coming together no matter the religion, no matter the political views, no matter anything, just being diverse. And that's how they was back then, and that's why I feel like that's the message she's trying to put. But yes, that's what I get from this. I just feel like in this new era something is going to be done within San Francisco. And then if you think back to it, how she did the tour, how she announced the tour was she did it in a way of how they used to do announcements at the Chitlin circuit. Like the poster that she had posted where she posted all the songs, and then the poster where she had posted all of the tour date was like a poster where they did, if you look back at the posters from the Chitlin circuit, it looked like the poster that she put up during the Cowboy Carter tour and the song track list. It wouldn't be too far-fetched if you look back at the Human Being poster, and then she ended up coming out and doing something close to that, like doing a tour announcement and track list close to that. Okay, so I basically just put this as a fun fact to end it off good. It's creating a new audience. Black artists created a new kind of audience where black and white kids could come together. And they already said that when they had these gatherings, they had it to where it was different cultures, different people, different backgrounds, from different backgrounds coming together at these gatherings and basically putting two genres or a genre or mixed genres together, creating one genre of music that everybody can get along to. And if you think about it, a lot of the music we listen to is set up in genres to where we're divided. And I'm not saying it in no bad way, but like you have like black music, hip hop, and then you have like rock music. I know rock was founded by black people, but now it's mostly like they have white audience connected to rock. So if you think about that, every genre is like in its own category, and different cultures is connected to one category. So that's how I feel like that's what Beyonce is trying to do. And to use a perfect example for a video that I already did, looking at the Superpower video, in that music video, the group of people that was in the revolution or doing the revolution or rioting with Beyonce, behind Beyonce, was diverse people. It was black, white, just different people that is diverse. So I feel like her doing diverse genres is also like a reflection of her having a diverse audience, putting the music together to make it to include everybody. I know, she pushed black, but I'm saying, like, if you think about it, it's different genres coming together. And also, she's also, which we know, is trying to break the stigma of you have to stay in one genre to be successful. You have to be boxed into one genre. You can't experiment with different genres. You know what I'm saying? You have to stay in one genre. So yeah, we already went over that, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I try to keep it short. It obviously didn't work, but yeah, until the next one.
She gone.